Good afternoon. Welcome to another edition of Fantasy Golf TV with Jeff Deal. For those of you watching on TV, obviously I'm not Jeff Deal.
You're not that good looking.
Hey, but you can hear Jeff Deal.
Yeah, just move your lips, let Jeff talk.
You can hear Jeff Deal as he has been traveling and he has just got back into town, not able to make it into studio. I'm here in the studio. I'm Brian Steffen. I'm the golf monger. Jeffrey, how are you, my friend?
I'm good, Brian. Thank you for being there for us.
No worries, buddy. I know you had some family traveling to take care of this weekend and some stuff, and you literally landed about an hour ago, so we're glad.
Yeah. Literally trains, planes, and automobiles, and it's been a tough 5 days, but I am back in Myrtle Beach and loving Myrtle Beach and the Myrtle Beach weather right now.
I was going to say New York could not have been that great.
It was. It was actually, I didn't have a heavy coat on. It was great weather, but you can't beat this. You better put your sunblock on when you go outside in this weather. It's beautiful in Myrtle Beach right now.
Yeah, no kidding. Not beautiful in the standings in the golf, the TGD TV league.
Did you have to bring it up? What happened this past week when it was a just total debacle? A lot of people, but me in particular, I had 5 of my guys miss the cut. Actually, let me ask you something. I had 4 of my guys miss the cut, and then what happened to Hideki Matsuyama, who withdrew after the first round?
I don't know, but if it makes you feel any better, you're still ahead of me.
And you know what, Brian, I was watching that because I was dropping in the standings. I was 5th, and I was down after the first day. I'm like, oh gosh, I'm trying to make changes on my little smartphone, which I swear it's not that smart. And then I'm watching. Where's Brian? He can't be beating me. And I guess you didn't have a great week either.
Well, here's the thing. I had Fowler and Sergio in the A list. And on Saturday, 3rd round, I left Ricky in when I should have played Sergio. And the rest of my team was crap. I mean, I had guys make the cut, but nobody did anything spectacular. My next best finisher after Fowler and Garcia was Freddie Jacobson at 26th place.
Yeah, and a lot of the teams in our league, in our one league that we're all kind of gunning for, because there's a lot of points on the board there, but a lot of people didn't fare well. The thing about it was kind of a weird week, you know. Even me, like you said, I had Ricky Fowler, but I had him on the bench the first 2 days. He went 4 under, and then he did nothing the last 2 days.
No, I played him the whole week, in fact, but I never. Put Sergio
I went from 5th place. Now I'm down to 14th place, which is a disaster.
Wow.
With obviously the league is set into, our league here is set into segments, and we're in. This is week 8 coming up with the WGC, which we're going to talk about in a minute. So I have 12 weeks in a segment. I have 4 weeks to go from 15th place to try to get some points.
Let me just set your mind at ease, brother. You or I are not winning this segment.
I never give up, man. Never give up.
The guys in the lead would have to forget to play.
Yeah.
For us to catch up. Yeah,
it was a tough week.
Yeah. So,
but getting to that, talking about this coming week with the WGC Cadillac Championship, it returns to the Blue Monster Trump National.
Yep.
Dustin Johnson is defending champion here. He's expected to be in this event, and it features a lot of the biggest stars across the world, not just in the U.S., but the world. But the biggest story always here is the word big, the Blue Monster. It is an unbelievable track, very, very long. It's a monster of a golf course. Brian, have you ever played that course?
I have not.
We got to get down there and play it. I played it. It's just definitely a guy's trip to go down, just like the Myrtle Beach has all these buddy trips, and it's definitely a trip that we need to go down and play it. Next time we go to the PGA show or something, we got to make it a point to go play it.
I'm in, but yeah, Dustin's obviously a favorite this week. You got to imagine coming off a win, people are now going to be looking at Adam Scott. Although you know my feelings on winning back-to-back weeks, I would probably stay away.
You never do. You never do pick that. But I really like where he is, his game right now, his head with that new putter. He's really made a change, and he had to, and due to the new rule of the anchoring rule, and I think he's finally got it down. And I got to be honest. I mean, him, obviously the big hitters, him, Bubba, Dustin, Ricky. I like Justin Rose too, who's not an overly big hitter, but he can get it out there. I think it's a big hitter's course. JB Holmes, and I really like Adam Scott.
Okay.
Just to
five
really
of the guys you just named are in the A list.
I didn't even bring it up yet. It's just like I said, I've been out of town, so
yeah, you said
let
Adam
me bring
Scott,
up the list if
Bubba
we're going to talk
Watson,
about it.
Dustin Johnson. Okay, 4 of the guys you just named are in the A list. Ricky Fowler. I mean, this is a star-studded A list. Of course,
Wow.
It's only the top 50 golfers in the world, so this is good, easy picking and hard picking this week.
Right.
When you get to these limited fields like the WGC, it's easy to pick. Everybody's going to score points unless you pick somebody who just stinks all week.
Yeah.
But it's picking the right guys that are going to score every day and contend is the tough part.
Right.
Because if you look, you got Adam Scott, Ricky Fowler, Jordan Spieth, Bubba Watson, Phil Mickelson, Dustin Johnson, Sergio Garcia, Justin Thomas, and Jason Day is the A list. And if you're going to say to me real quick, who are you taking? My answer would be yes, please. I mean, I don't think you could go wrong with almost any combination of those two guys. It would just be a matter of playing them on the right days.
I totally agree. I mean, but
Unless
check your
Unless you have a
stats.
strong feeling about guys at this particular event.
Well, check your stats. I think this is we're into it now. I mean, guys are they've got a few tournaments under their belt. A lot of the top players, a lot of the top 50 anyway. Mm-hmm. And so the statistics are really starting to show their true form for each player. What you want to do in a format like this, which WGC has, but the golf course itself, I think, bodes well to who you're going to put on your team. Obviously, long driving distance as well as par 5 scoring. You need to look at those stats. I mean, Everything points to those deciding factors, if you ask me. Take a look at your par 5 scoring. Remember, I think 3 of the par 5s on this track are over 600 yards. So who's going to get there in 2? Not many of the guys at all, but guys like Bubba
right.
can, Dustin,
Absolutely.
Adam Scott can, even Ricky, who's that sneaky long, can get there. So it limits you there if you're looking at all those top 8 players, but really those par 5 scoring, and that's where you're going to gain those points. That's where you're going to get that leaderboard up there.
Well, let me tell you where the A list gets even tougher. One of the things you look at if you go to this event, okay, and look at how they finished. Dustin Johnson has won. He's defending champ. Adam Scott has finished 3rd. Bubba's finished 2nd. Sergio's finished 3rd. Ricky's finished 8th. Mickelson's finished 3rd.
Strong. I mean, all
Jordan
big
Spieth's
hitters.
finished 17th. Jason Day has finished best finish is 20th. If you go to
Great
this
stats
and
right
you're
there.
talking about this season, Adam Scott has won. Ricky Fowler's finished 2nd. Jordan Spieth has won. Bubba Watson's won. Phil Mickelson's finished 2nd. DJ's finished 4th. Sergio's finished 2nd. Justin Thomas has finished 3rd. Jason Day's finished 10th. So this is the first time that we've had all year where the A list is like, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the first event of the season that. And
I'm kind of winging it
we haven't
here.
even turned to the B list. We haven't even turned to the B list.
My computer's kind of whack a little bit. You don't see Rory on the A list, right? Because I'm going blind here. I'm trying to bring it up on the phone.
I've got to exist that part of. I've got to think that part of that reason is for the fact that he hasn't played much this year.
Oh, not only that. Right now, he's feast or famine. I mean, he lost the cut.
Yeah.
He missed the cut at the Honda, so he's not particularly playing well. Although,
which means you should
put
take
him in
week.
Abu Dhabi right now, and he's lapping the field. So go figure.
Well, and here's the thing: he's going to be in the B list, which
is a good pick.
Which means you got 4 guys to pick from, and if you feel you're looking at a bounce back after a bad week, then Rory's a slam dunk to take this week.
Right.
You would think. But you've also got, you take Brandt Snedeker, who's already won once this year. Matsuyama's already won once, although he withdrew last week. Duffner, who's already won once this year. Patrick Reed, who's got a second place. You've got Sneds has 3 top 3 finishes out of 5 starts for Brandt Snedeker.
Right.
So far this year.
And guys like Zach Johnson haven't played well. He went through a equipment change, and I've been holding off on that. I got to start looking at guys that I've used a lot of so far, and now I got to start planning for the year. Remember what happened last year? I fizzled out because I couldn't pick half those top guys. So I'm really going to work my game with who I'm picking now. Guys like Oosthuizen, who he won at the ISPS Handicap in South Africa last week or 2 weeks ago.
No, just this last
he's
week
playing real well, but he's not sneaky long. He's a guy that will lay up on those par fives. But guys like Zach Johnson will lay up on those par fives. But their wedge game is so good that you got to look at that as well. It's really tough, but I still think it's a bomber's course that you really need to look at. Guys like Koepka. I really like, and I'm finally bringing something up on my phone here, Brian. Hideki Matsuyama withdrew because of a hip injury, so don't be hedging your bets on him accordingly until you find something out about that hip.
Oh, he's out as far as I'm concerned. The hip's a tough thing.
Well, and again, I appreciate you being here and being in studio for me, So let's get to that B list now. The B list. You got some really big hitters, and right off the bat, you got Koepka, J.B. Holmes, Harris English is kind of sneaky long,
Yep.
And I really like Patrick Reed. He's kind of been silent over the past couple of weeks, and but if you're going to put just give me two guys. I don't want you to. We're in for the money now with our with what we're doing here. We got 4 weeks left, and I know we're going to be a little guarded in our answers, and I'll be honest with you there. But we do want to help the folks out. Who do you like in that B list to be putting on your team?
I still like Rory to bounce back.
You do?
I do. It's rare that he plays bad 2 weeks in a row.
It's really funny how he's so far down on the list. To see him down there, it's just amazing.
Yeah.
He's just not playing strong.
Well,
If you
and
look
he hasn't played.
Yeah.
In the States, anyway.
I'm surprised you guys wouldn't ask me coming off my last weekend.
And I apologize. I'm going to bring up our
74 points.
I'm not saying anything because I didn't have very many.
Yeah, I mean Jeff, that beat me. I think I had 60.
Did you really?
I did. I mean, it was just I mean, 5 of my guys missed the cut.
Mine here too. Same here.
It was terrible.
Well, Patrick Reed on that list is a good pick. So is Rory. I mean, if you're going to hold me to two names, I think those would be the two I'd go with. Reed has won this event before. Roy's finished third. They both have other top tens finishes. Another name to look at, just because Justin Rose has won this event before.
Yeah, I like Justin. I really do.
Him earlier.
He's such a good player, and it just throws darts out there. And
well, that's it. I mean, he's got plenty of length too. No one ever talks about it, but he's got enough.
In our league, when you're dealing with a WGC where only 50 entrants are in there, anything could happen. And this is the type of format that I'm looking to possibly get some sleepers so I can gain some ground on some of our competition in our own leagues. I'm in 3 different leagues. I'm in the Golf Channel League. I'm in the PGA Tour League. And then I'm in the our Yahoo League, and I'm actually doing really good in the 2 leagues. I don't know what happened in our Yahoo League, but in terms of sleepers, guys like Charlie Hoffman, I'm looking at Jamie Donaldson. I like Koepka for our B players, and I'm really leaning towards that. I have to start saving some of these top guys that I've been using to stay in that top 5, which I've done. In terms of our C players, I'm looking at guys like maybe Oosthuizen. I really like Martin Kaymer. He's been silent this year, but I know Martin Kaymer is starting to gear up for the Masters, which were a few weeks away. So guys will start looking at that and start trying to get their game in tune. Guys like Billy Horschel, and I'm leaning towards that as well. What's your feelings on that, Brian, about my strategy?
No, I use your strategy regularly because, as you know, I was able to use all the big dogs the whole playoffs last year.
You were,
and I ended up finishing second. I came up 1 short.
One short.
Or third, whatever I finished last year. Where you ran out to a quick lead and then ran out of gas at the end. A tournament like this, I firmly believe, is finding a player or two that nobody else is using.
Yeah.
Like you said, and speaking of players I don't think anybody else is using, if you have a feeling about a guy like Charlie Hoffman, I'm pretty sure you'll be flying solo on that one. Because that didn't even pop into my head. There's plenty of guys in our league, but you look at a guy like Brandon Grace for this on the C list.
He was on my team last week.
Keimer.
And missed the cut.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Probably trying to prime up for Augusta. Charles Schwartzel wouldn't be a bad pick this week. Graham McDowell always plays well in Florida. I mean, if you're going to use him now because he pretty much doesn't do anything else any other time of the year.
Yeah, it's his adopted home. It's his adopted home.
He plays well in Florida, so I mean.
Yep.
He played well last week. I expect him to play well again this week. Historically, Bill Haas plays well in this event.
One of the guys we haven't mentioned, one of the top players on tour, is Jason Day. I mean, his best finish was tied for 20th at the Blue Monster in 2012. So, that's kind of a bit of a shocker when you think about it. He's played so well over the last few years, and he hits the ball. He could hit it. But I'm just curious, where is he going? What's going on? Is he dealing with vertigo issues again? I'm just curious about where he's gone the last couple of weeks.
I really don't know. Like I said, isn't it amazing? He was playing so well last year down the stretch. We were talking about he could possibly overtake Spieth for Player of the Year if he went on and won the Tour Championship, and we've barely talked about him this year.
Right.
Because he hasn't really done anything.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
and again, I finally brought it up on my computer. I'm looking at some stats, some past participants. Graham McDowell, you had mentioned. Obviously, I think you're right with he's kind of a hometown guy there now. He lives there, and he's one of the shortest players on tour right now, but still, he finished 5th at the Honda last week. He's got 3 top 10s and 4 top 15s at Doral. So he plays the Blue Monster well. When you think right off the bat, I started saying how, you really do need to be a bomber, but here you go. Guys like Graham McDowell and Zach Johnson who plot their way through a golf course, who love to, 3-shot par 5s, but stick it and make a putt for birdie and walk away. I'm okay with that. I mean, he's got Zach Johnson's got 2 top 10s in the last 25 in the last 9 WGC at Doral. So it's again, you talk about a horse for the course. This is not it, but he plays well at that venue. So it's such a hard week, and I'm really going to go towards that. Maybe I'll look at a couple of sleepers, a couple of these guys that really haven't shown much yet, and I'm going to try to gain ground. And of course, strategy now has to kick in. I got to figure out who I'm going to be using throughout the rest of the year to save my big guns for the end of the year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's definitely a time for that. Another name that a lot of people probably aren't thinking about as we're looking back at this, when you talk about a guy who's got solid history at the course, is Matt Kuchar.
Yeah, he's
just at the course. I mean, he's got some history. He's got a couple of top 10 finishes.
He's kind of been quiet this year. He's kind of lurking. Kind of not doing much, but he has. Let's see. I'm trying to bring up some of his stats. He's his last 3 starts. He owns 3 top 10s and 5 top 25s at 6 cracks at the Blue Monster. So he's okay. I mean, he's going to get your points if you put him on your team. I appreciate that pick as well. Good job on that.
Yeah, I mean, he's just, he's not won there, but he's gonna get points.
Jeff, being as you are you still there, Jeff? As long as you beat me in points last week, who do you like this week? Go to the guru behind the glass himself.
Well, here's my A team: Ricky Fowler, Phil Mickelson. B team: Brooks Koepka, Brent Snedeker, Harris English, Justin Rose. C team: Shane Lowry and Alban Lahari.
Okay. All right, Lahari wasn't on my radar. I'm going to do a little research on him.
He's a bomber.
Yeah. Folks, you can get a hold of us at Twitter at Fantasy Golf TV, Facebook.com/Fantasy Golf TV, and check out our website, FantasyGolfTV.com. You can check out TheGolfDirector.com. Click on the TGD TV tabs, then scroll down and click on the Fantasy Golf TV live player. You can watch us live. You can check us out on demand on TheGolfDirector.com. So contact us. Brian Brian, how can people get a hold of you?
At Golfmonger on Twitter is the best way.
He is a Twitter. You are a Twitter master for sure. I am not on Twitter like I should be, but you can contact the show, Twitter at Fantasy Golf TV, if you need to get a hold of us. Have any questions, folks? Brian, any other? We're running out of time. Any other last bodes of expertism for the folks out there?
No, because I agree 100% with you. It's long ball. It's long ball week. So unless there's a horse for the course that's a shorter hitter, if you're looking for guys, go long ball.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well, sorry, folks, I couldn't be there again live. Brian, I appreciate you sitting in studio.
No worries, buddy. Anytime.
You do such a good job. Really appreciate Jeff. Thank you for allowing me to Skype in. Sorry with traveling so much, I couldn't get in studio, but I appreciate all you do for us, Brian. Jeff.
No worries, man. My pleasure.
No worries, buddy. We'll see you. You'll be back here next week, us in studio.
Brian, I'm going to let you, if you don't mind, I'm going to let you kind of close the show. And
absolutely.
You got some information to give the folks. Folks, I really appreciate you listening. We'll be back live next Tuesday on TheGolfDirector.com. So, Brian, take it away.
All right, thanks, Jeff. And Jeff, thanks for pushing the buttons. Or it's just been me and Jeff talking on the phone. The Golf Director Radio and TV are produced and broadcast by the Zeus Digital Network for thegolfdirector.com. Be sure to check out our featured golf course page where you'll find up-to-date information about course conditions, specials, and a whole lot more. When you need help with your next golf vacation, just give us a call at 844-464-6531. All the Golf Director programming is archived for listening and viewing on demand. Just click on the TGD Radio and TV tabs in the menu at the Golf Director. You can find us on over 1 billion devices. We're on iTunes, Audio Realm, TuneIn, YouTube, Ustream, Roku, Blueberry, Periscope, and Catch Me. Like I said, this is Fantasy Golf TV. I'm Brian in for Jeff. Jeff calling in. Thanks. It's been great. We've got a lot more coming up, so stay tuned for more news and information coming up next.